Hi everybody, and welcome to This Day in History. This is the ScottShow.com's look at this day in history, hence the name of the show. Now, if you guys have listened to this show, you know that the picture on the show site is of my grandfather, who is my personal hero, and the reason why I talk about history, like history, and there you go. So, people have been asking, I'm going to tell you, that's the way it goes. So, we move on to the events that happened in this day in history, including in 1797, where Colonel William Tate and his force of around 1,000 to 1,500 soldiers surrender after the last invasion of Britain. In 1836, Samuel Colt is granted a patent for his Colt revolver. In 1848, the provincial government of revolutionary France, by Louis Blanc's motion, guarantees workers' rights. In 1856, a peace conference opens in Paris after the Crimean War. 1866, miners in California discover what is called the Calvary skull, human remains that supposedly indicated that man, mastodons, and elephants had coexisted. Interesting. In 1870, Hiram, forgive me for the pronunciation, Hiram Rhodes Revels, a Republican from Mississippi, is sworn into the Senate of the United States, becoming the first African American ever to sit in Congress. 1901, J.P. Morgan incorporates U.S. Steel. 1912, Marie Adelaide, the eldest of 6 daughters of Guillaume IV, becomes the first reigning Grand Duchess of Luxembourg. In 1916, World War I, the Germans capture Fort Douaumont during the Battle of Verdun. Alright, 1919, Oregon. It didn't go anywhere, so it's Oregon. Everybody tells me that. Working in all 50 states is crazy. Alright, 1919, Oregon places a 1 cent per U.S. gallon tax on gasoline, becoming the first U.S. state to levy a gasoline tax. 1921, Tbilisi, which is the capital of the Democratic Republic of Georgia, is occupied by Bolshevik Russia. 1928, Charles Jenkins Laboratories of the Washington, D.C. becomes the first holder of a broadcast license for television from the Federal Radio Commission. 1932, Adolf Hitler obtains German citizenship by naturalization, which allows him to run for the 1932 election for Reich's president. He was actually born in Austria. 1933, the USS Ranger is launched. It is the first Navy ship to be designed from the start of construction as an aircraft carrier. 1939, the first air raid shelters have appeared in North London. 1941, the February strike in occupied Amsterdam. A general strike is declared in response to increasing anti-Jewish measures instituted by the Nazis. In 1945, Turkey declares war on Germany. Came into the party a little late. 1947, a formal absolution of Russia is proclaimed by the Allied Control Council. The Prussian government has already been abolished in 1932. Abolition. Alright, 1948, the Communist Party takes control of government in Czechoslovakia and the period of the Third Republic ends. 1951, the first Pan American Games are officially opened in Buenos Aires, Argentina, by President Juan Patron. 1956, in his speech on the cult of personality and its consequences, Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of the Soviet Union, denounces the cult of personality by Joseph Stalin. 1964, North Korean Prime Minister Kim Jong-un calls for the removal of feudalistic land ownership aimed at turning all cooperative farms into state-run ones. In 1980, the government of Suriname is overthrown by a military coup led by Desi Bouter. 1986, the president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos, flees the country after 20 years of rule. Aquino becomes the first Philippines woman president. 1987, Southern Methodist University's football program is the first football program to be banned from competition by the NCAA's Committee on Infractions. 1991, an Iraqi Scud missile hits a military barracks in Saudi Arabia, killing 28 observers from Pennsylvania. 1991, also the Warsaw Pact was abolished. In 1994, the Mosque of Abraham Massacre in the Caves of the Patriarchs in Hebron, in West Bank. Mr. Goldstein opens fire with a rifle, killing 29 worshippers, Palestinians, and injuring 125 more. 2009, Turkish Airlines Flight 1951 crashed during landing in Amsterdam Airport in the Netherlands, resulting in the death of 9 passengers and crew, including all 3 pilots. So that was this day in history a little bit. And we got one for 2016. 3 people killed, 14 others in injuries, shooting in a small Kansas City and Newton and Heston. I just hate all the shooting. Just gotta say it. Alright, so births. We got some birthdays to acknowledge today. Jim Backus from the show Gilligan's Island, born on 1913. He unfortunately passed away in 1989. He is sorely missed, but he is, it's his birthday today, and he would have been 105 years old, so that works out. Bobby Riggs, tennis player, very famous tennis player, involved in the Bobby Riggs-Billie Jean King match, was born 1918. He would have celebrated his 100th birthday today. Unfortunately, he's also passed on. Sun Myung Moon, okay, is a religious leader, Korean, and founded the Unification Church, born this day 1920. Pierre Laporte, born this day also. The oldest person still with us, 1925. Shinu Cesare, former president of Nigeria, 1925. Also celebrating their birthday today. The people who passed away that would be celebrating their birthday today: Farron Young, country music star; George Harrison, a Beatle, and one of the best guitarists I've ever heard. It's just awesome. And Sean O'Hare. Those 3 no longer with us. And but it is their birthday today and is to be celebrated. Now, with us and celebrating their birthday today, Sally Jesse Raphael, Bob Schaefer, a very famous journalist, Billy Packer, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, celebrating his birthday today with a big woo. Jeff Fisher, football player and coach. Todd Blackledge, former Heisman Trophy winner from Penn State University. T. Leone, happy birthday to T. Nancy Odell, Sean Astin's birthday today. Julio Iglesias Jr., Chelsea Handler, and Maria Canellis. And also Maria is very pregnant, so hopefully she is doing great and having a wonderful birthday. A few deaths to acknowledge. Daniel Gray Solon he died this day in 1710. Reason I say that is because he was an explorer and helped found the city of Duluth. So that's a really cool deal. 1983 we lost Tennessee Williams. 2006 we lost Darren McGavin, who is from the movie The Christmas Story. C. Everett Koop died in 2013, and last year we lost Bill Paxton, one of the best actors that I can think of. Just an amazing dude. That was this day in history who we lost. It is Armed Forces Day in the Dominican Republic. It's National Day in Kuwait, People Power Day in the Philippines, Revolution Day in Suriname, and Soviet Occupation Day in Georgia. I have no idea why they want to remember that. But that was this day in history. Thank you guys so very much, and we'll catch you guys real soon on the flip side on the Scott Show